Welcome to Chat and Chill. My name is Sean, and I'm here to chat. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. This episode, we're going to be talking about spring semester. Y'all, when I tell you spring semester was spring semestering, it was at its highest level. I remember my classes. So this upcoming year, I was very strategic on how I wanted to plan my classes because what I was doing last semester, right, I don't know what I was doing. I was clicking buttons and it actually took me out. Like spring semester literally almost took me out. But by the grace of God, he kept me, right? Let me tell you. So I had some classes in the morning. Well, actually, all my classes were in the morning at some point. So whether if it was 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock a.m., and I would have to get up at 5 o'clock because, I do commute. So I wanted to make sure that I was, on the train, on the bus, getting to class, making sure I'm on time. Like I wasn't late because one thing about college, if you're late to a class, depending on, what your major is and all that stuff like that, you may miss a lot of important stuff. So I try to make sure that I do not miss anything. Even when I feel tired and I don't want to go to class, I still go anyway. I push myself. We got to press our way through. We go to our classes, and I was literally right in the zone, right? Then after that, normally, so also I'm a part of a gospel choir, Temple Gospel Ministries. Love the choir. And we would have rehearsals on Mondays. Well, actually, this past semester we had rehearsals on Mondays and Wednesdays. So when I tell you, it was a whole thing on just trying to get to rehearsals and then coming back home. You know, it was just really, 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 really interesting. But one thing I can really say that I always tell people all the time that God always makes a way for you. I mean, literally, God makes a way. And when I say that, I really mean that because there are people in my life who has always helped me. What if that was like taking me home or transportation? Like God knows I really appreciate them, and I'm just so thankful for them because they did not have to do that at all. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for those people. And then also, been working, and stuff like that, helping different people out in different capacities. Being on a TV show and all that stuff like that. So when it comes to the TV show, I wanted to make sure that I was able to still be flexible and still be present on the project because I don't want to say I want to volunteer for something and never volunteer or join something and say I can't make it because I want to make sure that it's all even out, that I'm equally, you know, present in each area I'm in, whether if that's work, education, social life, all that stuff like that. And then also too, it really helped me go back and like think about everything that I've been dealing with the spring semester, how I want to plan my future semesters. And I began to think when the semester first started back in January, how when I was going through the syllabus and looking through everything, how technically depending on what your major is, you get like a week to read your syllabus for all your classes because some classes are Mondays, Wednesdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. You may get a Friday class depending on how your classes roll. But when I tell you that I try to make sure that I keep up with my syllabus, I know how much the grades are being weighed, whether that's for homework, all the stuff like that. I made sure that it was good when it comes to submitting my assignments, doing my work. That was that on that. And what else? I'm trying to think. There was some other stuff that had happened. I'm trying to think. My brain is literally going blank. But I could definitely say I really learned a lot of balance, especially I feel like with my classes and then particularly after I finished everything. My grades were really good and I'm just like really proud of myself because um I honestly don't know how I did it. I just don't know. But one thing I could say, we have the guidance. Oh God of Christ. Okay? He will make sure that you'll be okay. And he literally did. Like I said, there'd be mornings I would be tired and I didn't feel like going to class. I had to do it anyway. So there's not to just say that, I'm busy to be busy, but it's more so just to reflect and to think of what I can do for my future semesters. And then also there was a time where I literally did not engage in anything. I was just tired. I was so tired to the point where I was just drained. So I said, literally, no, I'm not going here today. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that because I needed to refresh. I needed to get my mind together because it was crazy. It was really just crazy. But like I said, I made it through. I love my village. I love my friends, and stuff like that. They're always encouraging. They're always caring, checking in, and all that stuff like that. That's pretty cool, and I really, really, really love them. Um, what else? I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to like what I've been up to uh right now. So I think now more so than ever, I'm continuing to plan for this upcoming fall so that I know what I'm doing, when it comes to just better organization, like looking back on the different things, whether if I was proud on organization or not, or just, having the mindset of having peace and balance and all that stuff like that. So hopefully I can encourage someone today, to make sure that you are well in whatever that you do, because sometimes we can be so adamant about doing different projects and doing different things that we don't see ourselves, going down the spiral. So, make sure that you are okay. Make sure that you are well. Make sure that you are healthy. Make sure that you are safe. Make sure you have people around you who can care for you and that you have your village with you. I mean, your village is so important. And I tell people that all the time. Your village is so, 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 so important. So make sure that you tell your people that you love them and stuff like that. And like I said, hopefully y'all look over y'all semester for next semester and look at everything. Maybe rest right now. Okay, I know we just got out of college, so probably just rest, get yourself together, get you that sweet treat or snack or do something that you have interest in. And then once you go back to the fall semester, you look at all the stuff that you got to do for classes and then plan your schedule accordingly. And like I said, I think the main thing too is give yourself grace, give yourself time to rest, give yourself time to do what you got to do. Don't try to be there for everything. Don't try to be there for everyone. Try to make sure that you're doing well for yourself and then work around what's around that. So that's what I was going to say. And that was right. Okay. Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode. I love you much. Jesus loves you more. And I hope you have a great and amazing day. Love you much. Bye.